Welcome to the channel. You're watching Daz Outdoors UK, so come and join me for a bit of forest therapy. So whilst it's still light, we'll show you the setup this evening. I've actually brought out a 3-season sleeping bag because it's only going to get down to about 8. So the Nature Hike, is it CWZ 400, I think? It goes down to about 7 or 5, but that's plenty warm enough, and I've got enough layers. So the kitchen, I'm going to be sitting outside tonight. Bought the chair. So I'll do the cooking. I've got a nice bit of steak. I think it's 30 dry aged steak from Aberdeen Angus from Aldi. And I've got some Mediterranean vegetables to go with that. Some more of those Brewdog Elvis juice in the cool bag come fridge, along with some snacks for the morning, some cereal bars, water. So it gets my vestibule kitchen set up, and when that's all zipped up, I've got double the size. Pack will live in the vestibule. We've got the rain cover on, so if it gets damp, it's sorted. And I've pitched here before, come back to a favoured spot. I like it. And when I say forest therapy, I mean basically it's about getting away from the daily routine that we all seem to do. You get up, you go to work, you come home, have a shower, have dinner, you go to bed. And certainly these darker evenings, but it is getting lighter. So actually I'll open up the other side, give you a bit more light. So down here, electricals this side. I've got some merino wool leggings, booties, pair of socks and a hat for later. So there she is, look. The Nature Hike CWZ 400. Oh, and I've got a Highlander chair to sit in the tent. It sits flat. I'll get that out and show you that later, because I've got some movies on. I've got I think it's called Underbelly, some gangster Australian thing to watch from Netflix. You see the big Agnes over the back that's kneeling there, over there, and I've got the foil mat and the full raz closed foam sail mat. And then you can see across the other side. So I'm getting a bit of ventilation in there. But I'm a little bit overcast now. I got here really early because we had a Tesco shopping delivery and I didn't want to get blocked in. So I sat in my trusted chair for a little while and waited before I pitched this. I mean, what's the time now? I think the time now is 5:05, so I'm all right now. I've been pitched about half an hour. You get a lot of day trippers obviously on a day like today, but plane going over. But I did notice some shoots. I think they were primroses about to come up somewhere over there. Another couple of weeks they will be up. So I'll bring you back for a chat, some forest therapy a little bit later around dinner time. Okay, I just wanted to do a review of a new down jacket I've purchased from all the places, M&S, Marks and Spencer's, would you believe. Now, I don't know whether you know about down jackets, about fill power, ratio to down to feather, and I've had to learn. Now, I've still got a jacket that I purchased from Trespass. Now, it's 80% down and 20% feather. And I'm not sure, I think it's 650 fill power. And fill power actually means, I've just since learnt, is CUI, which is cubic inches, how much they fill the jacket with. So obviously the more fill power, the warmer it's going to be. Now, if I've got this wrong, I'm sure there's an expert out there. Please somebody correct me in the comments. I'd like to know. Now, this particular jacket here is 700 fill. Now, I used to think the more feathers you had, the ratio of feathers to down would be a warmer jacket. How wrong was I? Now, the down is like the plump feathers from the chest of the goose and the duck. And this is actually 90% down and 10% feathers. I'll show you, hopefully you can see this here. Shower resistant, repels water, 700 power fill. breathable. It doesn't show you on there the ratio of the feathers to down, but I've got the labels at home. Now this was £60. They do these in navy blue. I think there's a khaki and black, and obviously grey. Now the grey was reduced to 30 quid. Now I don't mind a bit of grey. Let's put it on. So I'm keeping the one from Trespass, because what I thought, you know, the one from Trespass, it's been over campfires, it's got soaking sodden wet. I've washed it, tumble dried it with dryer balls, but the mistake I made when I washed it is I washed it with ordinary washing detergent instead of buying the Nix wax. Let's zip this one up. However, when I did dry it, I did get a hairdryer to stop the clumping. But this here, perfect fit. Grey might not be everybody's colour. Zips right up. So if you want yourself a bargain, you're not worried about a brand name like North Face, or the other one that I've seen is Full Glass from Decathlon. Full Glass. That is 800 fill power, and that's 59 quid. I've never seen that go down. But 700 fill. I mean, the previous one I had 650 from Trespass. Always kept me warm inside, outside the tent. Should be worn as a third layer. But if you want to get yourself a bargain, I'm no model. 30 quid, reduced from 60 from M&S. Ideal. Disclaimer, I have no affiliation with M&S. This is my own review, purchased out my own money. So here is the Highlander chair that I mentioned earlier. And whilst we're still light, I'll show you out here. It folds up very small. Highlander on the back, hopefully you can see that. You've got these buckles. Let's fold it out. I've adjusted this to my own sitting position, if you like. And I'll show you a little bit later in the tent, if I remember. I've not had too much to drink. But what I like about this, on the darker evenings when we're tent bound, if you've got something downloaded on Amazon, Netflix, or whatever it is, you know, rather than sort of touch the roof of the tent, this is sort of sits on the floor, insulated, and it packs away to nothing, you know. Instead of keep giving it all this and doing all that, trying to get comfortable, give yourself neck ache. But, you know, this go on your pack nicely. It weighs nothing. I don't have the specifications of weight, but I mean, you can fold it again, tie it round. I just strapped it on my backpack with a bungee. But if you wanted to, you could do these up, tie these up here, and just put your cool bag in there. Have your backpack on and carry it. A few beers in there, bit of food, whatever. You can use these for concerts, picnics, whatever. But for me, in the tent, I know Thermarest do these bands that double up your air mat, where you got like a seat and a back. I'm not sure what sort of long-term damage it does if you've got foil insulation in there, but I find that if you did that, if you've got a low tent like that, your head's gonna touch the roof. But this is pretty flush to the floor, bit of comfort while you're watching a movie. So it was £24 on Amazon. They do various colours. There are other makes. I'm not being paid this review, just a bit of information sharing, really. Isn't that a lovely feeling? You ain't booked, you just rocked up, and where you are is yours for the night, pretty much, you know. Apart from the animals and the wildlife. So let's just show you around camp. You guys that follow my channel have been there before, but I'm not getting dinner on yet. I'm just going to enjoy the evening whilst it's light. So let's just show you. That's where I am over there, between these two lovely trees. Yeah, there's a bit of deadfall, but I'm not under that. But I will bring you back here in the coming weeks and months when it's all in full bloom, and it is beautiful. I've just caught the tripod. But yeah, this, you know, when you hear the day trippers from the footpath, they're all gone home and it's quiet, just chirping of the birds and the still of the the evening and the night to come. It's just absolutely magnificent. You guys know the feeling. It's nice to go, you know, to a paid site organised, but when you wild camp, you just can't beat that feel of this is mine for the night. You know, I'm not doing any harm. All my crap and rubbish will go with me, but I'm in for the evening. And that's the thing, isn't it? You know, the routine, as I mentioned earlier, the day to day, you get up, you go to work, endure, you come home, shower, eat, go to bed. Nice when the evenings are lighter. But you've got to break the routine or you become a machine. Okay, so I've got the Mediterranean vegetables on. Excuse me. In the pan. I think that consists of peppers, tomatoes, onions, courgettes with some vinaigrette on there or some sauce. But we'll just checking. No head torch. Yeah, we'll get these warmed up, transfer them to this pan, and get the steak on, and then warm that back through. Only for me. So yeah, that was from Aldi as well. Large pack, but that's I had to halve it. That's enough for me. But these are really nice. But yeah, I want to get those cooked through. So when it's time to flash the steak in, I'll bring you back for that that joy. Okay, for the main event, let's get the steak on. Oh, now I've had this. It's in greaseproof paper. I've taken out of its packet at home from Aldi. 30-day dry aged Aberdeen Angus, whatever that means, I don't know, but a little bit more expensive, but still cheaper than your M&S and your Sainsbury's. So we'll pop that over there. We'll get the pan on that's got a bit of butter and the remnants and the oil from the Mediterranean veg. Now I've wrapped this in greaseproof paper. We're very careful. You notice I've got the old surgical gloves on. Lay that in there like that. Right, so that's in. That is in. These now can be removed. Hygiene is key. Roll that up. Put that in the waste bag that's next to me. And we'll bring this steak up to a nice sizzle. Nice bit of ribeye in there. As I say, I'll warm them veg back up, the Mediterranean veg, when this is nearing done. And hopefully that'll be a wholesome meal. Sure, that'll be plenty for me. So I'll be interested to know what this dry aged, 30 days dry aged steak's like. I think I've had one before. But Aldi do fantastic steaks. I've never had a problem. So, without further ado, I'm going to continue cooking this and bring you back when I'm ready to serve. Okay. So, the steak is almost there. I've tossed the Mediterranean veg back underneath the steak. This pan on the top. Just to warm it through. So I think a couple of minutes we'll be good to go. I'm not going to disturb that whilst that's cooking, doing its thing. But when it's on the plate, which I've actually got, plastic plate, getting up to body temperature so that nothing cools down. When it's on the plate, I'll show you the finished product. Right, as promised, here we go. Mediterranean vegetables and a bit of 30-day dry aged steak from Aldi. Absolutely beautiful. I'll cut into that and hopefully it'll be medium rare. So I'm going to get on and enjoy my dinner this evening. Look at that, look. Hey? Beautiful. Immersed in nature, enjoying the silence from society. So I've had my dinner, my steak and Mediterranean vegetables. Absolutely beautiful that was. I really did enjoy that. Quite often when I do a meal when I'm on a camp, I'm so so involved in titivating with the tent and making sure everything's just so. I don't really enjoy the meal, but tonight it was more about coming out and, as I say, immerse myself in nature and breaking the routine. Do you ever feel like that? You know, the break the routine or become a machine. I mean, yes, I do this camping and I do have other commitments in my life. You know, but I think most of us, it's just that cycle, that circle, isn't it? Just, you know. But I think, you know, the lighter evenings are on their way. It didn't get dark until 6:15 tonight, just about when I started to do dinner. So I did enjoy the lighter evening. As I say, a bit of forest therapy. I do enjoy being in a forest. There's something really special about it, and it really is. It makes me feel absolutely wonderful. Now I'm going to go in. I'm going to have another tin. I think I've got one left, and I'm going to retire inside the tent. I'll try to remember to show you the Highlander chair in action at a low level whilst I'm in my cinema seat watching a bit of Amazon Prime. I think it's called Underbelly. So I'll catch you later. So, as promised, I will show you the Highlander chair that I'm fully reclined on now. You can see hopefully the air mat just over my right leg, and the Highlander chair is just there. Hopefully to do this justice. Sat on down there. I'm not sure how this is going to come out, but basically, rather than leaning on the wall of the inner wall of the tent, I'm leant back on the chair, right there. Nice bit of padding. Legs stretched out down the bottom of the tent, and I'm sorry about this poor camera work. Going to get myself settled in for Underbelly. I think it's an Australian crime or gangster series, and yeah, sit back in this Highlander chair, and I think I've got one more beer and enjoy that. I mean, what's the time now? The time now is 8:25. Didn't get dark in the forest until 6:15. So I've had out until about 8 o'clock outside, which is lovely. It's sort of beginning of March, and I'll. Do you think this looks like a bloody bin line? This I always think it looks like a bloody bin liner, but anyway, 3-season CWZ 400 nature height. Keep me warm tonight. But yeah, I just suddenly thought that looked like a fucking bin liner, but there we go. Good morning. Been up about half an hour. What's the time? Oh, it's 7:15. Lovely morning. Hopefully I'll be able to show you the sun coming up through the trees, but it might be a bit shielded. So, cup of tea and slowly start to get packed away. Lovely night, really relaxing. Like I said last night, enjoying the silence away from society. I think that's what we've all got to do every once in a while just to reset. So yeah, I just had a bloke walk through with his dog, which I've never had before this time of the morning. They normally stick to the path. So I nearly said, "Oi, are you trespassing?" But I thought I better not push my luck. And I'm going to have a couple of these Cadbury's Brunch chocolate chip bars for my breakfast. Near the woodpecker. I've just had 2 fallow deer run through, but as usual didn't have the camera set up. Right close they were as well. Right, I'm all packed up. I had a wonderful night of forest therapy last night. Feel fully rejuvenated and ready to face the day. Sun's just making an appearance, poked his head through the trees. I think it's going to be a lovely day again today. Thanks very much for watching Daz Outdoors UK. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.